I think it's safe to say Gohan has never really been pushed this hard before, but training with Vegeta isn't for the faint of heart. Going to Whis for help seems to have landed Gohan in the fight of his life, as when we last left off on my own fan-made original Dragon Ball Super What If, Gohan and Vegeta faced off. Of course, Gohan's power couldn't even be compared to Vegeta's at first, as even Super Saiyan Blue was enough to initially wear him down. But when Vegeta transformed into his Ultra Ego form, things took an even more brutal turn. Vegeta began aggressively overwhelming Gohan and putting him through some of the most unforgiving training ever, but it didn't stop there. Vegeta's words cut deep, and even though hurtful, everything he said was true. Everything about being too complacent, not taking his birthright seriously, and Vegeta saying that he hasn't found anything Gohan has done impressive since the fight with Majin Buu. Making someone feel inferior is quite a way to motivate them, but even so, determination alone wouldn't be enough to put Gohan on an even playing field with Vegeta. Vegeta would then go on to launch a final attack that, if not countered, may have erased Gohan from the face of existence. Gohan prepares his own attack to counter, but within moments, his Kamehameha would be swallowed whole by Vegeta's blast, along with him as he began to lose consciousness, falling straight into Vegeta's attack. With all of these words and emotions ringing in his head, Gohan's psyche would reach a point of shattering. However, Gohan himself wouldn't break. Instead, Gohan would domesticate this power, overwhelming him from the inside and turn it into something unique, something that was all his own. These raging flames within him would transform him into something incomparable as he gets back to his feet before Vegeta with his entire aura changed now. Even though surprised, Vegeta is enjoying every bit of this, and it's hard to believe that such an infant version of this new power from Gohan could clash with Vegeta. If you guys want to see a part 5 to this Dragon Ball Super What If Goku Made Gohan Train Again, then be sure to spam that like button to 3,000 guys, and be sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications as well. But without further ado, back in the presence of Goku, Broly is still training as well as he works his ass off to control his Ikari form and domesticate his true Saiyan instincts. Weeks later, this is when we return to the training grounds of Gohan and Vegeta, as well as Vegeta is in his Ultra Ego form again, clashing with Gohan. Gohan has been making on and off progressions with taming his raging potential, and Vegeta's powers seem to be just the right test for him. As Gohan rushes Vegeta with a graceful plethora of attacks, although easily blocked still, Vegeta recognizes that in this form, Gohan's movements and fighting style remind him much like his father Kakarot. With newfound speed and monstrous strength, Gohan finally lands a powerful punch to Ultra Ego Vegeta. However, Vegeta is able to cross his arms to block it in time. Vegeta goes flying into the sky and laughs as he recognizes Gohan becoming more in tune with these abilities, but he still has quite a way to go before he's able to compete on his level. As Whis continues to watch on, he makes a comment on how impressive it is with the progress that Gohan has made so far. Gohan is truly a sharp one, Whis admits. To be able to hold his own against the destructive power of Ultra Ego is something to be proud of, although he is still a little rough around the edges. Back with Goku, he and Broly are also in the midst of their most recent clash, as we see Goku in Ultra Instinct giving Broly a lesson in battle. Broly's explosive power erupts as he tries to chase Goku down, but Goku is still far too evasive for him. Simultaneously, while Goku effortlessly dodges Broly's attacks, Vegeta dares Gohan to dig deeper. That feeble power he's attacking with now can't hope to defeat Broly, let alone lay a scratch on him. Gohan roars in anger, powering up again, and attempts to blast Vegeta away, who takes the attack head on. With the smoke surrounding him, Vegeta tells Gohan that his distractions won't work, taking notice of him behind him and blocks his kick easily. This is when Broly attempts the same against Goku, who seems to be hit head on as the ki blasts explode, but when he attempts to attack Goku through the smoke, no one is there as Goku lands gracefully nearby, telling Broly that his anger is a great source of power, but there's still so much more to him than rage. Gohan looks taken aback that even with this new power he possesses, Vegeta is just a monster. I can't even do solid damage to him, he thinks to himself. What's with this guy? You're not a stranger to this feeling, Gohan, Vegeta tells him. The feeling of inadequacy, fear, confusion on if you really have what it takes to stand up to something mightier than yourself. But you're a Saiyan. Even if you harbor these thoughts and feelings, the blood that runs through your veins will never let you give up, and that is a fact. I'll admit your purity and intelligence has been your strong point thus far, but there's still a side of you that you're afraid of. A Saiyan's rage is a powerful tool, Gohan. Discover it. Tap into it, but never let it consume you, he tells him. With succumbing to that rage and anger comes arrogance and an inevitable thirst for more. I know this well myself, but heed these words as encouragement and less of a warning. This is when Vegeta's aura begins changing as the ground below his feet begins steaming and intense purple flames begin surrounding his body. Gohan starts to power up as well, doing his best to tap into that inner rage. Across the galaxy, Broly flares his power once more, still attempting to chase down Ultra Instinct Goku in his new Akari form. As Gohan takes off towards Vegeta, he recognizes that the entire properties of his aura have changed, as the flames surrounding him are giving off literal heat now. In order to test the theory, Gohan attempts to fire Ki Blast at Vegeta, who still just stands there. And as Gohan expects, the Ki Blasts evaporate on contact with his aura. He realizes that in order to be able to even hit Vegeta, he has to sort of be mid-encounter so as to not get caught by the flames at all. All of a sudden, Vegeta's aura becomes a being of its own kind of, and begins attacking Gohan involuntarily, similar to Gaara's sand defense, as Gohan is put on the defensive himself, dodging these fireballs from Vegeta's aura. Gohan does his best to dodge and flip out of the way, but the extreme heat from Vegeta's attacks are making it hard to see as well as breathe now. When Gohan is hit by a fireball, he shrieks in pain but quickly tears off the rest of his shirt to avoid more damage. All of a sudden, Gohan looks above him and a flurry of fireballs are raining down on him as he quickly attempts to make a ki barrier around himself to protect him. Gohan deflects as many away as he can, but it becomes too much far too quickly as he's hit in the back, stomach, etc. with too many to count. Brought to his knees, Gohan is pelted with attack after attack as his barrier is slowly worn down and he writhes in agony. Vegeta looks on expressionless as he waits to see just how Gohan is going to respond. This is when Broly bursts through a cloud of smoke after having attacked Goku with a powerful Ki Blast and lands a crushing punch, but his fist is almost smashed by what is underneath that smoke. When the smoke does clear, a giant bluish Susanoo-like structure surrounds Goku in the form of a giant humanoid version of himself. Broly backs up, shocked as Goku's aura projection manifests fully and towers over Broly, creating large gusts of wind across the entire land. Broly doesn't back down though, as he initially explodes in power again, looking like he's about to just let go and go into Super Saiyan now, but Broly's maturity begins to shine through here. As Goku pulls back his fist, Broly's aura begins to subside and calm. Goku's Susanoo arm rips towards Broly, who doesn't budge, and it grabs him. Goku looks at Broly smiling, thinking to himself that he's getting more confident and that's good. Goku's aura lifts Broly in the air, who still has his eyes closed. "Well, Broly," Goku says, "let's see what you come up with." The Susanoo aura clasps Broly in both of his hands as Goku darts out of the forehead at full speed, about to lay Broly out with a devastating punch. All of a sudden, the aura hands clasping Broly in the air shatter, as Broly's eyes tear open when Goku is only meters away. At the same time, as Gohan is pressed further and further into the ground, creating a crater from Vegeta's flame attacks, his screams of pain eventually go silent. This is when the flames begin to slow as they enter the crater until eventually, accompanied by this majestic aura, it begins to be repelled out of the crater off of Gohan. Broly rips free of Goku's hold as the power of his Saiyan instincts, his Akari form, surface in full force. Goku tumbles backwards as his aura manifestation begins to dissolve as he looks on in shock at Broly. But that shock quickly turns into a huge grin as he realizes all these massive steps Broly has taken so quickly. "Wow, Broly, that was incredible," Goku says as he flies over to him. Broly, still in his Akari form, looks down at his hands, surprised at his own power now. Vegeta continues watching the crater for Gohan as his aura attacks begin subsiding. He uncrosses his arms and takes a step to get a closer look, but as he does, Gohan suddenly appears in front of him, leaving the crater at lightning speed and delivers an infuriated punch that sends Vegeta flying across the battlefield. Vegeta, pleasantly surprised actually, gets back to his feet as he tells Gohan, Well, now that one stung a little, wiping the blood from his lip. In this form, Gohan's demeanor actually resembles Broly's quite a bit, but he retains control over his consciousness fortunately, and doesn't go on this blind rampage. Congratulations, you were able to put that scratch on me after all, Vegeta tells him, as he walks off and powers down, returning to Whis' side. My job is done here. Is that all, Whis? Or can I return to my business now, he says aggressively. Oh, certainly, Vegeta, Whis replies, and thank you so much for your assistance. I think we can handle it from here. Vegeta eyes Gohan one last time with a glare as cold as ice, as Gohan looks away nervously. I suppose you wouldn't be Kakarot's child if you didn't get the power you need right when you needed it, Vegeta thinks to himself. I'll never understand what divine power is looking over you. Whis goes over to congratulate Gohan on a job well done and on passing his hardest test yet. However, Gohan, even with the power you've awakened and harnessed here, there is still so much more knowledge to seek about yourself and who and what you truly are. These understandings will lead you to your ultimate potential, whatever that may look like, he says as he raises his staff in the sky. As Goku and Broly enjoy a huge feast later that night after training, Goku tells Broly that it's been really fun training with him and he looks forward to seeing what Gohan has done as well. Broly asks Goku why he wants the two of them to train together so bad, and this is when Goku tells him that it's hard to explain, but he sees each of them in one another. It's almost like you guys are exact opposites, but so alike in the same breath. When Gohan was little, all he wanted to do was follow his dad around. He was never a troublemaker, super smart, and a sensitive kid. But there's always been this intensity dwelling within Gohan that's only surfaced a handful of times. You should know what that's like, right, Broly, he says, as they both recall to their previous battle on Earth. Anyways, Goku goes on, when we first met and fought, you reminded me a lot of Gohan. The similarities were so stark. It's almost like me and Vegeta, Goku says, chuckling. Well, maybe not exactly, but you two could definitely be great rivals who learn from one another. Broly smiles as he looks back down at his food, and he realizes that void he was feeling for all of those years is slowly closing. Even without his father now, Chile, Limo, Goku, Gohan, all these people that have come into his life have shown him only kindness. So, how strong do you think Gohan has gotten? Broly asks Goku. Beats me, Goku says, but if I know Gohan, he's using his head. And you two learned way faster than I could ever dream of, so I'm sure he's done something amazing. I can't wait for this next match, Goku says. I'm as excited as if I'm fighting. Hey Broly, after you two go at it, maybe I could fight the both of you at the same time, Goku says, excited, as Broly laughs with part 4 of our very first Dragon Ball Super What If coming to a close.